Hello, my name is Finn Galindo. Welcome to another Autodesk Inventor tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at how to format sketches. This is the second installment of formatting sketches, specifically looking at driven dimensions. We've covered dimensions before within sketches, where we use them to constrain our geometry to a certain size, shape, angle, or anything else in between. And driven dimensions are very similar, but they're usually aligned to another dimension, so that if you change that first dimension, the one that the second one is aligned to, it will affect the second dimension, which means that if we need to modify our sketches, we only need to necessarily change one or two numbers, rather than 10 or more, sometimes up to 40. So obviously it speeds up the process of modifying our designs a lot, which is really handy. Now, if you look at this plate example here we've got 7 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and compared to one edge to the other, there's 8 gaps between these holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if I was to recreate this, I've gone and created a sketch here of the same plate, but only one hole so far put into it. And I'm going to create a dimension using the button at the top. I could have also right-clicked, and dimension between the center and this left edge. And I know that this needs to be 1/8 of the total length because there's 8 gaps. So I'm going to simply click on the length of the bar here, and I'm going to type in /8. If you don't know, in computer speak, slash is a divide symbol. So this is the first dimension divided by 8. And you can see it's highlighted here as D0. That's the name of that dimension. Clicking enter, and we've created a functional dimension, a driven dimension. It's labeled here fx, so we know it's got a function behind it, a mathematical equation, and it's also told us what that equaled, which in this case is 2.5. I'm now going to use the rectangular pattern, which we've also explored, and recreate all these circles along. We're going to need a total of 7, so I'm going to select 7. Now obviously this is going in the wrong direction, and now we're going to the right, which is the correct. But this distance, again, I would like to be a driven dimension. So I'm going to select on the total length again, not this one, but the total length, and go again, divide by 8. And you can see now how this has been organized neatly. Clicking OK, and I've created another driven dimension here, which is based off the first one. So say, for example, I decided that I wanted to increase the length of my stock from 20 to 30. But I didn't want to change the number of holes, but I still wanted them to be equidistant. I'm going to change this to 30, and it will affect our sketch here and the functional constraints automatically. And you can see how that's changed. If I didn't have that as a driven dimension and they were only set as 2.5, they would have still been bunched up nice and neatly on the left, which unfortunately isn't what I wanted. And this is an example of driven dimensions, which is a very powerful tool within Inventor to speed up your CAD work. Thank you for listening. My name is Finn Galindo.